This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Good morning, Volusia County. My name is Michael Ryan, and you are listening to Volusia Today, Volusia County's one and only trusted source for local news. I am joined this morning by, wow, Clayton, I'm like super low energy this morning. You're going to have to kick me up a little bit.
You have to chug that energy drink in front of you. Hey, I'm right ahead of you.
You won't use the brand name, will you, on there?
No,
That's what
no.
You're saying. I'm joined this morning by my co-host, Clayton Jackson. Clayton is part of our community information team here in Volusia County. And also, Pat, it's wonderful to see you on the radio. We don't see you enough.
Yeah, I like stopping by and talking to you fellas.
Pat's doing us a favor. She just swung by on her way.
Gracing our presence.
She swung by on her way to brunch. So, well, thank you both for being here this morning. We've got a whole list of things we need to talk about, but first and foremost, I woke up this morning and learned that we are under a local state of emergency, Clayton.
Oh, well, like I said, there is a storm out there. This thing has been shifting every which way. I think the most recent update we got this morning was it's kind of moving towards more the Gulf side, but don't let your guard down.
Right.
That's the message we want to tell everybody right now, is that this storm is still unorganized. So it could pivot at any moment. So just because you woke up, you saw it on news that it's shifted more towards the Gulf, it doesn't look like we're right in the heat of it right now. That's no reason to get complacent. I think it was Hurricane Irma a few years ago.
Right.
That it was looking like it's going to be a direct hit to Volusia County, and then like right before it decided to dip under the state and went around, and the residents on that side of the state were not prepared. So again, don't get complacent just because this is what you woke up today and you see it's not looking like it's right at us right now.
Clayton, the update I got this morning said we're looking at local impacts potentially late Sunday, maybe Monday, with a little bit of rain, 5 to 6 inches of rain, and a little bit of wind. But that's like you said, it's changing. This one's hard to predict. The experts, not me and you, maybe you, not me. The experts are still having a little bit of trouble predicting where it's going to go and what it's going to do, and it's just moving at an odd pace. So, like you said, it's a good time to remain diligent.
Well, you could use it.
Either one, yeah.
I know Pat's our expert over there.
Diligent. And, because nothing's going to happen over the next couple days, it's probably a real good time to go check your evacuation zone, check your plan. Do you have your emergency kit for your hurricane kit and all that kind of stuff? I'm sure, Clayton, knowing you've got all that stuff buttoned up already.
Absolutely.
Of course you do.
Like I said, like I've been saying a few times is, hey, we have a hurricane kit with flashlights, all emergency supplies, first aid kit, but hey, my kids love going out in the evenings and hunting for frogs. And instead of using the little Mickey Mouse flashlights that they have, they decided to use Daddy's big high-powered ones, so they're draining my batteries. So I just tell people, hey, batteries can go dead or your kids can use them. So make sure you have a stock of batteries, go out there and change those. And this is also the time to, I've already got my plan for Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning is I'm going to wake up, get on the roof, and, make sure my gutters are clean. Yep. Just kind of, remove any loose debris that could be out in the yard. My wife actually cut the yard yesterday when I got home, so I have to give a shout out to her. Thank you so much for doing that. But yeah, it's nice. So, this is the time to, don't be too scared right now, but just be prepared. Just, watch the news, stay informed, and just take a look around the house, and then make sure your hurricane kit's ready.
Oh my God, Clayton, so that was the most beautiful segue ever. What is the best way for me as a Volusia County resident to stay informed?
Well, Michael, that is a tricky answer.
Are you glad I asked?
Because we have many avenues of how our residents and our visitors can stay informed. Obviously, we have our website, we have social media, we have the radio, knock, knock, right here. But also, last week, the county launched a new Volusia County Emergency Management app. We have always had an app. So if you have the old app already downloaded, make sure to delete that. It's no longer going to be monitored. The new emergency management app is available on both the Apple App Store and the Android's Google Play. and it has a wealth of information available. You can sign up to get push notifications, like any weather that's coming, any evacuation orders, as well as if sandbag distribution locations are activated, you can search that on the app. If we do have to activate emergency shelters, the ones that are open will be available on the app, and it also integrates with the Volusia County Emergency Management Division's social media accounts. So anytime they post an update, you log into the app, you'll be able to see the most recent update. So it's an excellent resource, just another tool for the way our residents can stay informed. And the good thing also, like Clint Meekham's our emergency management director, he brought up an excellent point the other day that you can receive push notifications, you get the little ding, look on your phone, but if like after around storm season, or that there's not a hurricane or a storm or fire type of event that's headed our way or currently transpiring, then you can turn those off. He said some people don't want a notification, for the regular afternoon Florida thunderstorm. He said
right.
So it's very easy to turn those off. So again, it's excellent. We talked to a few residents, had their feedback, and they absolutely love it. It has a lot of the features of the previous app, but it is a significantly improved user interface. So for those who are not techie a little bit, that just means it's much easier to use and find what you're wanting.
Yeah, speaking of techie, I'm well known for being technologically unchallenged, and I'm not an app person, but I did download that app, and I liked it. I got a couple notices about storms coming, and I appreciated it.
And like I was telling some people, like, well, how do I tell the difference between if I have the new app or the old app? The easiest way is the old app, the icon actually says public protection at the top of their shield. The new app actually says emergency services at the top. So again, if you have the old app on your phone, delete that because it is no longer being monitored or updated. Go down and download it. If you get into either the platforms, the app stores, Google Play, all you have to do is search Volusia Emergency Management at the top, and it'll pop right up.
Clint, that was we joke on the air about my wife being like the least informed person in Volusia County, right? And she grew up here and stuff. So getting ready this morning, I was walking out the door and I said, hey, you need to download this app. And because she's just like everybody else. She thinks, oh, there's a storm somewhere, it's going to go somewhere else, it's not going to impact us, right? She's super uninformed and like self-involved. And that's not really true, Sarah. And she's not paying attention. So I had her download the app while I was, we were having coffee, I was getting ready and stuff. She loved it. She just kept telling, she's like, she found her zone. She found the zone for her old house. Apparently her old house was in a flood zone she never knew. It's all kinds of good information during what we call blue skies, but especially right now leading into, a potential tropical storm that when people learn that it's not going to be a hurricane, maybe, the people let their guard down. Mm-hmm. But a tropical storm is still going to bring the wind. It's still going to bring the rain, potentially bring flooding and all that stuff. So it's a good time to get that app and start paying attention over the next couple of days for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. What we also had a big announcement this weekend. It was Velo Airlines at the airport. What's going on there, Clayton?
Well, so Velo Airlines, they've been with the Daytona Beach International Airport for a little bit over a year now, but they just announced that they're going to be doing a new flight starting November 8th of this year. It's going to be going to Hartford, Connecticut, and they're going to offer nonstop, twice-weekly flights. It's going to be on Fridays and Mondays. So again, it's just another avenue to for our residents or people living nearby, that they're able to go up, visit the Northeast area, and as well as it's offering another pipeline for the people in the Northeast who maybe don't enjoy the 10-degree temperatures majority of year they have. That's a joke for any of our Northeasterners out there. But it's just another avenue for them to come and experience all of what Volusia County has to offer, the beautiful weather, the beaches, multiple events going on. So again, it's just another way that we have formed a partnership with the Velo Airlines, and the partnership is growing. So we are very excited to announce that.
Nice. We talk a lot about the airport, and I love the airport, right? And I spent a great deal of time going to Orlando and making that extra hour 20-minute drive, and waiting in lines. TSA in Orlando is another hour, depending on when you're there. And the airport here, the Daytona airport, has a great sales pitch of, you kind of look at that as your first leg. And so, sometimes if you leave here, you may have a layover somewhere, you have to catch another flight. But if you really look at that drive to Orlando and the time it takes and the money it takes, that is your first layover, basically, is kind of what happens.
I mean, you got to think like parking.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Parking fees and like Lyft or Uber fees back from, if you're coming back from there.
I've done all of that, yes.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, actually, the last time we went to the Orlando, and I don't want to sit here and just bag on the Orlando airport the whole time and talk about how much better we are. But the last time we went, I think it was Garage C. The whole garage was shut down, and so we had to. And we're trying to catch a flight, so we're on a little bit of a schedule. And I tend to, you guys know this, tend to run a little bit tight on my deadlines, and and that's how I like to say it. And anyway, we ended up having to drive all over the airport property to find a parking lot to park in, and then catch the tram to get back to the original terminal we were trying to leave from. It was super hassle, and we caught our flight and stuff, but it made it stressful. Where if we were here at Daytona, it's not even a 5-minute walk if you park in the furthest parking lot, right? It's so easy to get in and out of, and sometimes that extra couple dollars you're going to pay to fly out of Daytona really makes a whole lot of sense.
Convenience factor.
Oh yeah. And again, like you said, we're getting new routes every day, and I know there are a couple new airlines that are interested, so it's a constantly evolving environment over there. But anyway, check it out. There's some new routes from Avelo Airlines. Hello.
They had to teach me that.
Hello
Avelo.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk about a little more of Volusia County news.
We are Volusia County Beach Safety. We're here to serve Volusia County's 47 miles of unique coastline. Volusia County beaches. Yeah, those beaches. But also these beaches. We have millions of visitors every year, and we work around the clock to keep our beaches safe and beautiful. And you can help.
Swim near a staff lifeguard tower.
Pick up your trash and fill holes. Identify, avoid, and escape rip currents.
Please leave the beach cleaner than you found it.
There we go. Look out for one another and keep an eye on kids, especially near the traffic lane and in the water.
Pets are allowed at our 2 pet-friendly beaches, Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park.
If you see something, say something.
A clean and safe beach guarantees fun in the sun for everyone. Thank you for doing your part to keep Volusia County beaches beautiful. See you at the beach!
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
We're back. I'm Pat Kewen here with Clay Jackson and Michael Ryan, and you're listening to Volusia Today. We're going to continue talking about some of the great programs Volusia County's offering, and I'd like to kick it off with EMS, which stands for Emergency Medical Services. They received the Mission Lifeline Award from the American Heart Association because they offer a high standard of care for heart attack and stroke patients. And this is a real feather in their cap. And you can be assured that if you call 911, you're going to have professional paramedics and EMTs responding on the ambulance. And I think we can be sure that they're going to go for, this was the bronze award, and we can be sure they're going to go for the silver and the gold in upcoming years.
Oh, absolutely. So I like the feather in the hat. I like that. But like I said, it really is a testament to the quality of care, how quick that our first responders are able to get to an emergency to help our residents. I do not have the number in front of me, but I remember seeing the number of calls that they've responded to and the number of hospital transports that they do annually, and it blew my mind. I had no idea. I've seen that number somewhere, but it truly was amazing. And just how many calls they respond to, and like how greatly needed they are in our community. So we just want to give shout out to our emergency medical services team. Keep up the great work. You're making us proud, and you are keeping our community safe. Thank you.
That's right. And let's talk about that International Coastal Cleanup that's coming up September 1st. This is a fun event, and you can sign up for it right now on volusia.org. You can grab your galoshes and your pails and meet us on the beach or along the riverbanks and help us pick up all that trash that other people leave behind.
Yep, that's going to be on Saturday, September 21st. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And again, like Pat just said, registration is now available. I think the first 1,000 people who pre-registered the event, they'll be able to get some more free giveaways, some branded gear from the actual Intercoastal Cleanup organization. So definitely, if you're interested in doing that, go ahead and sign up. Now, again, it goes all the way. The registration is open now. Again, Volusia.org. You go to the top of our page. You'll see go to our sliders. You'll see the sign-up link. Just click that. You can learn more. And you can pre-register all the way up until September 8th. We strongly encourage pre-registration. That way, the Environmental Management Division, they kind of know how many people have signed up, what sites have a lot of people signed up for, and maybe some of those that still need a few more volunteers to participate. Again, this is an annual event. It's a way that we try to take care of the environment. It's a way that the community comes together to take care of the treasure of the community, our water. Oceans, rivers, what have you. It's just another way we try to give back.
Right, and it's great fun for the scout groups, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. They turn out in force for these things.
Pat, I was just about to talk about that for a second. Like, have you guys ever done a cleanup, like a beach cleanup?
No, I've never covered one.
It's pretty like especially for the kids. You're talking about the scouts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of times, I'll get the kids up early. My kids don't like to wake up early. I don't know if anybody else's does. But get them up early and take them down. Like the sun's just coming up and stuff. And you go down. You can go put an hour or 2 or 3 hours down on the beach. You're on the beach. You're cleaning up your community. You're making the beach. Most of us live here for the beach, or at least enjoy it quite often. And so it's a really good, easy way to kind of, like you said, for the scouts and the kids to kind of teach them that lesson and the value of giving back to the community in which you live, and taking care of the beaches that we all enjoy so much.
That's right, and this is a great benefit for our turtles and birds because they have been known to eat trash and suffer and die from it. So they do pick up a lot of cigarette butts and plastic bags, which are just dreadful for our wildlife.
And just for reference, everybody, last year we had more than 1,100 volunteers that participated, and they collected nearly 7,800 pounds of trash. So that just kind of give a reference of how big and how important of an event this is.
Well, and especially for Volusia County, because so many of our beaches are enjoyed by people who may not live here and may not, be at the beach as often as we are, and may not necessarily respect it as much as we do. There are some beaches that are not visited; they're not the world's most famous beach, kind of stuff. So it's a good way to get down and take care of that for us too. Pat, talking about kids, there's also a really cool program at DeBerry Hall.
That's right. It's called Echo Rangers. They kick this off every year around August or September, and kids in grades 1 to 5 can sign up, and they get to go to all kinds of places like museums, parks, and historical sites. They get to make new friends and learn about a lot of our environmental and historic assets in Volusia County. So for that, you can also go to volusia.org and search for DeBerry Hall, which sponsors the program, and sign your child up.
Pat, you know what, in Volusia County, what we love almost as much as we love our kids? Our pets. And yeah. So, well, you in particular, right?
I didn't know what you're going to say. I was waiting for it. That's why there's a pause. It's like, what's he going to say?
Segue, man. Segue. I was teeing her up. So, Volusia County, animal licensing requirements. What's going on there?
Well, a while back, the county council decided that pet owners who live in unincorporated areas no longer need to get an animal license, which is big news. And again, unincorporated means not in a city. So if you live in the city limits, this doesn't apply to you. But if you don't live in the city limits, you no longer need to get a pet license. But we really encourage you to get them microchipped. That's so important, because if your pet gets loose, and somebody finds them, they can take them to a vet or a fire station and have them scanned, and they'll return them to you right away.
Pat, and our animal services offers microchipping services. We in the I forget what we call that thing. That mobile
mobile clinic.
The mobile clinic. Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Yeah. So what does that do?
Actually, speaking of the mobile clinic, I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, this coming Monday, August 5th.
Yep.
From 8 a.m. to noon, weather dependent. Again, I'm going to say that again, weather dependent. They're actually going to be doing another, they'll be at Chuckawin Park in De Leon Springs. And they do these usually once every month, different places across the county, where Volusia County residents, they can take their pets and they can get them microchipped for free. And they also can get low-cost vaccines. I think they're about $10 a piece. Now, Pat was just talking about the animal license, no longer requirement for unincorporated. But now these events are for anybody in Volusia County. So again, residency requirements, you have to have your driver's license, something of that, to actually show them that you are a resident, and you can get your pet microchip for free, low-cost vaccines. And while we're on microchipping real quick before we go to our last break, our animal services director, Angela Medema, she brought up a good point. I was listening to her talk to some residents not too long ago. If you have your animal microchipped, you register your name, phone number, address, email, or something like that. So if your dog ever gets out, somebody finds them, shelter, so what, they can scan the wand over them. They say, Clayton Jackson, this is his dog. He lives at this address, and here's his phone number. I'll give him a call and say, hey, we have your dog. Well, if you move, if you change your phone number, if you're no longer monitoring that email address, they have no way of getting in touch with you. So we're really trying to get that message out that it's always good, especially if you've moved recently, you've changed phone number, that you contact the vet or the group who actually microchipped your animal to update your contact information. And some of them may have like logins where you go online and do that. But again, that's just something to be cognizant of, that if your pet is microchipped and your contact information has changed since you've done that, you need to update that.
I never thought about that, Clayton, because I've had my pet's microchip before, but you just kind of do it and you forget about it, right? You don't, unless your pet gets lost, and so you never even think about having to update that information.
They're gonna be looking for you in Texas.
I know they took my dog to like somebody else's house. Somebody's like, I don't want that dog. So all right, well, I tell you what, let's take our last break and let's come back and wrap it up and talk just a little bit more about that weather that's hanging out in the Atlantic.
Subscribe to the Volusia County YouTube channel.
And hit the bell icon to know what's happening in your hometown.
There are so many great places to explore.
And things to learn.
With over 1,000 videos available right now, the channel offers something for everyone.
Let's go!
Did you know we have countless features showcasing history, nature, wildlife, and recreation? Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or that we live stream important county meetings and workshops where leaders make decisions that can impact our everyday lives. Did you subscribe yet?
Or that we record our weekly radio show, Volusia Today, where we interview staff from the different divisions and departments across our great county, and they discuss the nitty-gritty of their field and expertise.
Go ahead, subscribe.
But that's not it. There's more. Subscribe and hit the bell icon and fully explore.
Score!
Welcome back, everyone, to Volusia Today, Volusia County's one and only trusted source of local information. Michael, did I
nailed it?
I nailed it? All right,
I
stole that from you.
I'm skipping next week.
So, again, we're glad everybody's listening today, and as we touched on a little bit earlier, that there's a storm out there brewing. A couple of days ago, it looked like it was going to go off the East Coast, maybe skirt us. Now it's looking like it's going to head into the Gulf. So again, this storm, it's just a little unpredictable right now. It is not well organized, so our meteorologists, they're not able to get a more accurate prediction probably for another day or two. So again, out there, if you're listening, don't get complacent. Just say, oh, looks like it's going to miss us now. No worries. I can, peace of mind. These things can change at any minute. So this is just a time to stay informed, stay prepared, and stay connected.
So we talked about the emergency management app, the new one, earlier. That's a great way. Please go sign up for that. You can get to volusia.org, and can you find it on volusia.org?
Literally, volusia.org, at very top, it has download the new emergency management app. You click on that, it'll take you to this little article talking more about it. Okay. And then at the very bottom, you can actually click the link there, and if you for Apple and Android, so easy download right there.
Pat, what is another way residents can stay in touch with Volusia County?
Oh, thanks for asking. They need to sign up for News You Can Use. This is a new monthly newsletter we put out that has all kinds of interesting information that really applies to local residents. And the next one's going to be coming out any day now, possibly today or early next week. And one of the items we're going to be talking about is voting. The early voting actually starts real soon. It's going to be August 10th through 17th. And it's too late to request a mail-in ballot for the primaries, but you can still get one for the general election.
Okay. And it comes out monthly?
Yes.
So, it's interesting. A lot of people, I don't know how you get your information, Pat. It's either text or maybe social media or, we're so used to instant, information coming at us, being bombarded all the time. I still enjoy getting a newsletter and an email every once in a while. I can click on it, read the longer form version of it if I want to, maybe just skim the headlines if I don't have time. It's a great way to keep it. And it's a good variety of information about Volusia County. You've got news in there. You've got entertainment stuff, events that are coming up, special events and stuff at the Ocean Center. Clayton, I haven't talked about the Ocean Center at all this show. You should be very happy. My unhealthy obsession with the Ocean Center. So anyway, sign up for a News You Can Use. Also at volusia.org, Pat?
That's right. It's right on the homepage.
All right. I tell you what, with about a minute left, guys, let's talk about there's a storm out there. Very slow moving right now. Not really sure where it's going to go. It's a really good time just to go check your evacuation zone, check your hurricane kit, microchip your pet if you can, like we talked about earlier. Whatever it is, this is probably a good dry run for us just to make sure everything's buttoned up, because this is going to be a very active season, and this one may not be coming directly toward us, but there's a good chance another one is sometime between now and November.
Yep, like I said, just stay connected and stay informed and prepared.
In the meantime, I think it's going to actually be a beautiful weekend, and it may not be a bad time to get out and get a little bit of sun, visit the beaches, and enjoy the weekend. Clayton, what is our ending message every time if you're at the beach swimming?
Swim near a lifeguard, always.
Have a great weekend, Volusia County.